With so much content whizzing around out there, there's only one storytelling platform that helps you keep calm and stay informed and inspired: Flipboard. Flipboard curates the world's stories so you can be smarter in your work, life, and play. Choose from thousands of topics to personalize Flipboard and get the latest stories from the best publishers and experts delivered to you 24/7. When you see stories you want to save or share, tap the plus button to add them to private or public collections. It's that simple. Used by millions of people every day, Flipboard is how people move themselves and the world forward. Get started now at flipboard.com. It's an e-commerce minute special report.
In today's special report, PayPal buys payments processor iZettle for $2.2 billion.
We've got some breaking news on a company that we just reported on the other day. iZettle, known as the Square of Europe, has agreed to be acquired by PayPal for $2.2 billion with a B. This is a big payday for the Stockholm-based startup, as the deal is in all cash. It's also the most significant acquisition by PayPal. Previously, their largest transactions were the acquisition of Zoom, the money transfer one spelled with an X, in 2015 for $890 million, and the purchase of Braintree and Venmo for $800 million in 2013. The timing is curious because, as we mentioned the other day, iZettle had filed to go public on the Stockholm Nasdaq exchange to raise $227 million, which would have valued the company at around $1.1 billion with a B. According to TechCrunch, the two companies have been speaking for years. It's assumed the IPO filing added some urgency to the talks. PayPal already operates in more than 200 countries around the world, but this acquisition gives PayPal a considerable leg up in European payments and e-commerce. CEO Jacob de Geer will stay on to lead iZettle. He will report to PayPal CEO Bill Reddy. Others in iZettle's executive team will also stay on to run the business, which will become the center of excellence for in-store and offline payments in Europe, PayPal said. Big, big, big.
Yeah, it's huge, which is crazy because we just talked about
It's so
it.
funny. When you texted me about that last night, I was like the timing couldn't have been crazier, but makes complete sense for PayPal. It's going to give them one thing that they've struggled is the things that I've read subsequent to hearing the news is that they've struggled in the bricks and mortar, and this is really going to put them, in the lead.
Yeah, I mean, they're the big, they're still the biggest, and they've been around forever, obviously. And they're, buying these guys up is going to give them a lot more access to things, which is even better.
Yeah, PayPal has a market cap of $94 billion with a B, as I like to say. Their last earnings says they had $7.8 billion in cash on hand, cash equivalents and investments. So they've got enough money for this deal.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering. I'm just a simple country accountant, so I don't understand. They bought them for twice what their IPO would have gone for. I'm guessing that's still some sort of bargain, or does it make it harder because it would have been a public company? That's the part I'm not familiar with.
Yeah, they might have been if they went public and they had to buy them in the stock market, or they would have to still offer a bigger money. So if you look at public companies, they don't get bought for what they're worth in public. They get bought for more usually.
Right.
So
you'd have to pay
it's
all
still
the
the same
shareholders and right. So
even if they went public, it actually probably would have cost them even more.
Right, and it still would have been a public company, which is harder to manage when you've got, so many other under your umbrella.
I think it's it's the timing, right? Because they could have gone public, they could have got bought, not being public anymore. So there's a lot of, moving parts to this.
Yeah, okay. That's a good explanation. So iZettle expects to generate $165 million in revenue in 2018. They're still not profitable, but I guess that doesn't really matter. They process over $6 billion on its platform. Pretty impressive. And the great thing for PayPal, besides the greater foothold in the bricks and mortar space, is that their Zettle is in a lot of markets where PayPal isn't. Mm-hmm. Northern Europe, Mexico, Latin America, while PayPal doesn't have an extensive offline presence like Brazil, Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, Italy, Mexico, Netherlands, Norway, Spain, and Sweden. It could be a song. And iZettle is also very strong in the UK, so
that brings it in.
Yeah, it brings it in. And Square has got some big competition on its hands there.
Yeah, it's the big gorilla now.
So to close it up, we've been watching the payment space, and not only iZettle but Square, they're offering more services to smaller businesses and bricks and mortar business to kind of, as you say, close the circle. But what they have to watch for is more competition, because banks see this, they want to get into this, they want to improve their digital offerings. Like, what's to stop a Capital One from putting something out like this, or a Citibank or something, or
Right.
or
Right.
or Apple. Apple is getting big into the subscription. Apple finally woke up and said, wow, we're leaving all this money on the table for TV subscriptions. So now
Yeah, let's
Apple's
put money
getting
out there. Yeah.
right. So they're going to go, you know what? We've got all this money. Why can't we just step into the payments processing?
Mm-hmm.
We're already taking most everybody's money already. Figure out a different way to do it.
Money. Just take my money.
All right. Big news. That's our big breaking news for today. We will reschedule our regular episodes continuing on Monday. Got anything else?
That's it, my friend.
All right. That's your e-commerce minute special report. We'll see you on Monday. Bye.